I would like to introduce the beautiful Brooklynn York and the talented Burroughs.
Let me come around this way. I gotta sit down like I'm thick or something. All right, can everybody hear me okay? I'm usually not a soft-spoken gal, but I will be today, so clock that T, okay? All right, so first I just want to say hello, and like Olivia said, I'm Brooklynn York. So don't forget the capital L or the two N's, okay? And I really want to thank everyone so much for being here, and I want to give an even bigger thank you to the Gypsy Lab sessions for having me. This is my first time, believe it or not, performing my poetry live. I can write all day, but I do not like to speak about things that are very intimate to me, because you have to be more vulnerable. So excited to be here, and my gratitude is with you all immensely. And before we dive in, I do want to shout out Burroughs. Thank you so much for working with me and being here tonight. And one thing I do want to say, if you don't know me well, the first lesson of tonight is that I'm an open book, okay? Because nobody can shame me from anything I own unapologetically. The second lesson is that you will know what to expect with me, or at least you'll know it's going to be real, okay? So tonight, you can go ahead. I'll take you on a therapeutic journey. It's rooted in radical acceptance. It's rooted in self-love. And I ask that if anything resonates with you, give me some of this, just some snaps. If you've ever been to a ballroom, I'll clock it. If it's fire, okay? I'll know what it means. So tonight won't be traditional. It'll be short, it'll be sweet, it'll be to the point, because that's just me and that's how I write my poetry. But one thing I can promise you is that it will be imperfect, but still deeply authentic, because it came from me and it came from my soul. I was brave enough to publish my diary twice. And surprise, it came out poetic, okay? So tonight, I need you, if you tune into this frequency, because this is Brooklyn's vibration, I need you to revisit the younger you. I need you to revisit the naive version of you. I need you to revisit the lost you, the you that desperately wished someone would just tell you what to do next because you've tried everything. I need you to revisit that version of you and give them a big hug. They need you. They still need you today. And the only reason I published my work is so that when I'm no longer here in the flesh, my voice will live on, okay? So by the end of this, I feel like you know me really well. I hope that's the case. I dug deep to create something very special for you all. So welcome to my revelations and my epiphanies. And lastly, welcome home. You'll see me throwing some papers, because one thing about me, I really don't give a damn, and I release energy. So the first poem tonight is called Reveal Yourself. I wrote it some years ago. It's from I Birthed a New Woman. And really it's about shedding false identities, facing trauma, and learning that I was worthy, not for what I gave others, but just because I said so. And that's more than enough. What I think about myself. I set myself on fire to raise a new woman from the dust, and she became a very powerful woman in the end. Okay, so after tonight, I would love for you to ask somebody, who do you love? And just see how long it takes them to mention themselves, if they even mention themselves at all. All right, this is Reveal Yourself. I bled so much that the fruits of my labor are no more, and now I'm starving. My energy happens to be louder than your insecurities. I have the spirit of a woman who has walked this earth 1,000 times over. I sat in everything that ate at me until I shed layers of anguish. I bathed my feet in holy oil just to realize I was holy myself. I needed to see myself naked if I was going to gravitate towards whatever is coming towards me. Please understand, you cannot touch me because I have surrendered already. You don't have to reveal yourself, Brooklyn, because I already know who you are, and that's reveal yourself. All right, so the next two poems, they will be, this is my favorite book, but that's because I still revisit these lessons and I'm living in it today. It's called Welcome Home. And the idea of Welcome Home is that every experience, the good, the bad, the ugly, it all brought me closer to myself in the end. So I have to be thankful for every interaction that brought me closer to myself. And when it's all said and done, the only thing I will have done is spent a lifetime preparing for my homecoming. So I'm no longer here in the fresh. I say it all the time, just write welcome home on my obituary, because all I will have done is transition. I'll still be around, okay? During this time, I wrote this book. Woo! I was in therapy. I had to really do a lot of self-work. And during this time, I stopped waiting on closure and decided to give it to myself, because I knew there were some apologies I would never get, and if I did, they wouldn't be sincere. So, and during this time, I also stopped praising women who were addicted to suffering. And I learned to honor those women that draw their line in the sand. But I still don't shame these women, because you cannot shame anyone into healing. It just doesn't work, okay? And I don't want these women to talk down on the version of themselves that simply didn't know any better, because what good is that? So what I choose to do today is I choose to be an honest placeholder for these women, and it's for the women that are not quite ready to stand in their full power yet. And one thing that I learned is that the strongest women actually allow themselves to be weak. These women embrace being wrong. These women take accountability, because there's so much beauty in being wrong. I thank God every day when I wake up to the love of my life that I was so fucking wrong. I'm so glad that I was in the end. And I'm very proud of the woman I am today. I truly don't believe in being digestible. You can choke. So, now that that's clear, the next poems are from What's T Sis and Big B. Okay? So this poem is, I said what I said. This is for the culture. This poem is for the ones who choose instead of waiting to be chosen. For the women who let potential go when it stops making sense. This poem is for the people who don't believe they have to abandon their morals to sacrifice self-respect for love. This is for the people here tonight that would rather be black and blue in the face instead of letting someone disrespect them. Clock it. All right, so this is I said what I said. If you want people to stop giving up on you, maybe you should stop putting them through hell. I could be wrong, but just a thought. Figure out what you need to feel alive so people don't have to deprive themselves for your temporary wealth. How will you find what you're looking for if you don't know what you're looking for yourself? I can't bring myself to waste a tear over grief I spent months healing from. Many months. I can't let old news determine new days, no matter how painful. I can't let misery dictate my pace of life, for it is one I have fell deeply in love with. Slowly designed by my fortitude, Daybreak arrives to remind me, Brooklyn, you are not broken. I'm so blessed to have risen again, owning my true self. And that's, I said what I said. Thank you so much. I am a bit animated, but who cares, right? It might be good for the stage. So the next poem is from my section, Big B. If I wasn't sitting in this chair, I might be crip walking, but I have some decorum tonight. Sometimes if you catch me at that club, I might have a Douce bottle on my head and I'll go meditate Sunday morning, go to the gym. That's just me, I don't know. Okay, so this next poem from the Big B section is called BFFR. And for those that don't know, that is abbreviation for be fucking for real. And if you're not, don't come around me, it's that simple. Now, this one is for the girls, honey. It's for the ones who like to eat up and down, okay? This is the classy eat up, because I am Miss HR. I got a master's in business. I can't help it. I do give a little professional, okay? But unfortunately for others, I practice what I preach. So although I come in peace and I got my crystals and whatever on, I'm always ready for war. Charles is my father. If you know him, you know he's off the chain. And don't let Diane, she's bougie ghetto, don't let her fool you. My grandma, she's a thug too, but don't let her fool you, okay? Now, this is be fucking for real. Let's go ahead and get into it. Why wait for eventually when I can call my energy back now? Why resist when I can ride the vibrations? I am the vibration. Why should I let your hopes and dreams comfort me, knowing actions communicate the truth? And why would I play along when I'm not one to play at all? Why should I let you weigh me down when I carry the weight of the world? Why would I wait for you when you cut me just to see if I would bleed? Why should I provide healing when you didn't provide anything at all? Thank you. Why would I keep coaching a man on fundamentals when raising you should have been enough? Why should I cling to the image I had of you when you were more loyal to betrayal? Wow. Why would I hold on to the past when I know what's coming is so much better? Why should I take you seriously when you can't be fucking for real? Go ahead and keep it going, Burroughs, for a little bit. Come on, eat us up a little bit. Go crazy, go crazy. Okay. All right. Okay. So now that we transitioned a little bit, can I get some snaps if we feel like hearing some unreleased poetry tonight? So it's not in any of these books. Maybe it will go on one later. I don't know. I only publish when it's on my heart and I feel moved to. If not, I just write. So this one is for us to revisit the highest vibration of all, and that's love. This unreleased poem is about the love of my life, my college friend, my missed opportunity turned lesson. I mishandled someone so good, and I never forgot it. And I didn't forgive myself until we reconnected many years later. Seriously. I had so much self-resentment because instead of being with who I should have been with, I was more accustomed and bonded to my trauma. And I was convincing myself that that was my person. And I was waiting on trauma to change, but that never came. And I consider myself a catch. But I wasn't warned about missing out on good men. They exist. And he really taught me what it meant to be seen. And I learned that you can miss out on something beautiful just by not believing you're worthy of it. I didn't want to be alone. I didn't want to become acquainted with disturbance. I was so fearful on walking and navigating uncharted land. The women I know haven't done this, so why would I come out on the other end? Okay? So I just want you to know, Trey, I love you through the cosmos down. So much. And if anybody deserves the best version of me, it is really you. Seriously, I know I'm a lot, and you do it. You put up with it. Okay. So this one, for the love of my life, it's called Spiritual Medicine because that's exactly how I feel about him. Let's go. Joining forces with you felt like a kiss from the cosmos. Our spirits know no beginning or end, simply continuation. The synergy between you and I gave life to every possibility. This poem is a minuscule fragment of what God has written in stone. Your fervent love has lifted me beyond the realm of reason. I will never think about myself again without thinking about my second mind, the strongest part of my heart, or the deepest part of my soul. My love, you are the remedy for all things, and that's spiritual medicine. We get some of that. I had to go through the ringer, y'all. What y'all see today is the end result. I'm telling you for sure. But it was worth it. This next poem, it's called Choppy Waters. For those that don't know, I'm a Pisces woman, beloved, an evolved Pisces, might I add. And I don't believe in going with the flow because I am ebb and flow. That's how you do that one. This poem is a reminder that no matter where I find myself physically, my spirit has already arrived. And rough waters no longer scare me because I have all the tools I need, okay? I understand my pace is divine, and even in the dark, I cannot forget that the sun is always there. And a lot of the times I'm the therapist friend, sibling, whatever, what have you. And I go through things and they move so fast and they're constantly changing. And when I find myself in a time that I'm really struggling with, one thing I do is I thank God more and I practice gratitude. So if you see me post happy I'll be, here's why. This is called Choppy Waters. Sudden insight hasn't always been sweet to the sound, but one thing it has always been is true. Uncharted land hasn't always been safe, but it has always been advantageous. The garden hasn't always been fruitful, but one thing it has always been is nourishing. The forest, it hasn't always carried the magic of the wind, but one thing it has always done is awaken life back into me. The river, it hasn't always been calm, but it has always held the key to redemption. The ocean, it hasn't always been smooth sailing, but one thing it has always been is deep enough to hold the secrets of my ancestors, and that's choppy waters. All right, I'm scared of you now. All right. Now, before I get into my final poem tonight, I really just want to say thank you. It just wouldn't be me if I didn't take a moment to express my gratitude. And I want to thank you all for letting me show up here fully today, because I don't get to do that quite often. I have to be a certain way for a certain amount of time, okay? And people really don't expect for me to. So this is a different side of me. I really contain multitudes. I embody duality. And there's so many versions of myself, and you've met quite a few of them tonight. Like I said, I'm a Pisces woman. If you know anything about astrology, I'm the end of the zodiac, the wisest of the zodiac. I embody the return to spirit. So I might help you return to yourself. Okay? Now, a lot of people know me as a daughter, a niece, a boss, a creative, a former All-American record holder. I was actually at a track meet about 4 hours ago because I coach track as well, okay? Also a fashion designer. I got on some customs. Doses of B on IG, get at me. I'm so sorry, I'll pick that up later. And obviously an author, right? That's why I'm here tonight to share my poetry. So thank you for being so kind and warm and welcoming for my very first time doing this. But one thing I've noticed above all is that I tend to be a mirror for people who refuse to confront themselves, okay? So when people say that I'm stuck up just because I look put together, but I know I'm actually very down to earth. When people say I'm judgmental, but I'm actually very understanding and supportive and apologetic when I'm wrong. I'm not too big to ever be wrong. I'm always a learner of life. So check me when I'm wrong and if you love me, you're gonna hold me accountable. That's how I see that one. So my advice to these people when they view me this way is this. If that's how you feel about me, how do you really feel about yourself? Because all I did was show up. And what's really important to me is actually my spiritual heritage. It's my relationship with God, the Most High. It's paying homage to my ancestors because they're the closest thing to God, and I'm an extension of them. If my ancestors didn't exist, I would not be here today. Okay? So I never want people to forget who I am, and my goal is to build a legacy before I leave this earth. And a lot of that has to do with doing right by people who can't do anything for me. And making sure that when I love somebody, it's because I love everything about them and who they are. Not for what they can do, or I love that they do this for me. No, I love that they exist. And I love that they show up as themselves because they encourage me to do the same. Thank you to my support system. They roll deep. They all over here today. Hey, 20 deep, but it ain't deep enough, huh? I'm gonna turn it down. I'm gonna save that for later. Auntie can't turn up right now. Okay. So, really, this final poem is about all my dualities and people being so creative about me, but so terribly wrong, honestly. This poem is called You Decide. So when they ask you, who was Brooklynn York? Well, I want you to decide. I probably won't, she's intense. I'm a master of illusion without trying. And I'm probably much more than you thought that I would be. I bring everything to life that you didn't know was in your mind, taking the words right out of your mouth quicker than you can think. And my emotional depth just might make you choke on everything you've chosen to hide. And my love, well, that's the kind of love that will drown you in everything that you've spent months praying for and everything that you've been running from. You were drawn in by my alluring nature, fascinated by my duality. The healer and me kissed your inner child on your forehead. And when I hugged you, you felt the love of my ancestors extending from the very beginning of time. I've lived too many lifetimes to operate from my ego. After all, I birthed a new woman many moons ago. I'm not of this earth, but I'm always down to earth. After all, I'm just a Pisces woman, and you get the best of all worlds with me. And it's up to you to decide what you would like for your experience to be. And that's you decide. So I just want to say before I get off stage tonight, if you've enjoyed anything you've heard tonight, it doesn't fully encompass 300 pages, but it encompasses the main points, really does. My books are available on Amazon. That's Brooklyn with the capital L and 2 N's. If you leave out that N, I promise you're not gonna find me or you're not gonna find the book. You have to spell my name correctly. Also, you can follow me on IG at brookeeezy. That's BROOK 3 E's ZY. So at brookeeezy, I have the links to my books. They're available. I also brought copies with me here tonight if you would want to purchase one on hand, okay? I do want to say thank you so much to the Gypsy Lab Sessions for this powerful space. Thank you for giving creatives a place to tell their stories, because there's really no better person to tell my story than me. And before we close one more time, let's give it up for the incredible Burroughs. Please take us home. Thank you very much.